had a colonoscopy, you guys. God love her. But it was so fitting. And
I love that she stands up, and you're a dream.
I'm glad she can stand up, you know? But we were talking about on our last podcast last week, it's the off season for us. I can't wait to ask Tristan Wirfs about this, not about a colonoscopy. Don't worry, Tristan. But we want to talk about re-entry into our life.
Whoa, that's a weird transition.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Okay. Who's ready for what's about to come next? Because this could really go off the rails here, and that's what we all want to see, right? Let me introduce two people who are both my friends. I want to start with Erin Andrews. You all know her. She was born and raised here in the Tampa Bay area, like so many of the folks in the audience. Since 2012, she has been a part of Fox Sports' biggest events. She has covered 5 Super Bowls, including the one that we just witnessed. She also owns one of the most successful women's-owned NFL clothing brands since its inception, Wear by EA. You can get it down in the Buccaneers apparel shop. I know I've seen that. And then as for her co-host, I want to tell a quick story here. And I know we started with a show of hands earlier. How many people in this room were affected by the hurricanes or know someone that was affected by the hurricanes earlier this year, right? It's the entire room, pretty much. I live on Clearwater Beach. My entire neighborhood was decimated. I'm pretty much the only one living on my street still to this day. When it happened, the first hurricane, there was a Bucs game about 3 days later. I had to get off the beach, which we weren't allowed to do. You couldn't get on and off the beach. I then had to get to a Bucs game and fly out to LA after that for another work commitment that was a week long. We had a lot going on. People had lost their homes. Our families had lost their homes. There was just so much to think about that had nothing to do with the business of being on television. And Charissa, who I know really well, knew this was going on. I said, I can't even think about anything. She said, get on a plane. Don't pack a single thing. Just get on the plane. I will take care of you when you get here, because I couldn't even wrap my mind around thinking about what to wear on TV. And I know that's very trivial, but I still had jobs to do. She said, get on this plane, unpacked. And that's pretty much what I did. I showed up to her house immediately upon landing in LA. She was like, here's what you're going to wear for an entire week of doing Good Morning Football. And then she's like, here's what you're going to wear, because I had to do a game in Germany for the NFL. She goes, here's what you're going to wear to Germany. Here's what you're going to wear in London for a soccer game. Here's what you're going to wear for the rest of the season. I showed up at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago now in New Orleans, and a massive box arrives to my hotel room. And she says, here's what you're going to wear for the Super Bowl. And in a day, in an age where you think about how can you help someone, and this has all been about community and how can you help your colleagues. And it's not just about lifting people up, but helping the person next to you that's going through tough times. It's not always about a monetary donation, right? It's about looking at someone and saying, how can I help you get through something that's really hard? And just being able to take that off my plate, something that I did not have to think about. I cannot tell you how helpful that was. And I think about that today when we talk about, helping others out. So for all of you that either loved my suit today, which I heard some of that, or thought my suit was incredibly obnoxious, or happened to go to the University of Florida, someone out there was like, several people. I've got some Gators that were like, I love this suit. I can't take any credit, and I also can't take the blame because it's Charissa Thompson's suit. By the way, she also hosts NFL Kickoff on Fox. She is an interior designer on House and Home, and she is also the Thursday Night Football host on Amazon Prime. She can also be your stylist if need be. So please welcome to the stage the host of the Calm Down podcast, Charissa Thompson and Erin Andrews. I just wanted to make sure that everyone could see Sarah wherever she was today.
Go Gators!
Thank you for that
That basketball team's looking good. Football team, I don't know what's happening. Tristan, we'll talk to you about that and more.
Sarah, thank you for that very, very kind intro. And hello, everybody. I'm Charissa.
And I'm Erin.
Yes.
Jill Andrews.
Yes, and Sarah was right. This could go off the rails quickly, but we will try to keep it on track. We are so excited to be here. Erin and I flew here yesterday. We were on the same flight. And I don't know if Jen's in the audience. Jen was also on the flight. Jen, are you here? Where are you at? Yeah, there she is. Jen was so sweet. Oh, I didn't know Jen until yesterday.
Stand up. Where you at?
She was boarding the plane and she said, I'm going to your summit. And we were so excited. We were like, oh my God, I hope someone shows up. But at least we had Jen. And now we have all of you.
We have all of you. Thank you so much. Again, welcome to the She Is Football Summit here at Raymond James Stadium. This is actually a live version of the Calm Down podcast. We're going to air this next week, which we're excited about. And
so everyone say hi, wave,
hi.
We'll edit that in. Great.
And man, this is proof. We actually really do have listeners. This is huge.
Allegedly. Do you guys listen to the podcast? Just raise your hand like if you do. Okay, great. Great. If you haven't heard the podcast, well, you guys hopefully are in for a treat.
So we had that experience. Well, first of all, we had a couple of great people that came up to us in the Delta Lounge yesterday. And then we had Jen on the plane. And then we went to, I'll give him a shout out because that mozzarella bar is insane. Roca.
Yes.
Gronk apparently thinks he's part owner in it. I think he gave them like $20 and now he's like, hey, I'm part owner. I'm part owner. We can say that because we love him. So we went to dinner there last night with my parents, and we had a lovely experience with
Anne and Mackenzie. Where are you guys? Dreams.
I got to be honest, I still have a hangover from the bottle of wine you sent, but that means it was good. You guys, thank you so much again for that.
If you guys want to send over a bottle of wine while we're on stage,
now,
we'll drink it. So, but no, sweet Anne and Mackenzie sent over a bottle, the Barolo. I forgot. I really love Barolo. Great choice, ladies.
So much so you tried to ask for it. You looked at the waiter and said, hi, could I get this by the glass?
He goes, we don't sell it by the glass.
No, Anne
and
Mackenzie,
Anne's rich.
Yeah. We don't sell this by the glass.
You can't afford that. You work on commission, right? Big mistake. Huge. Well, this is not a huge mistake. We are so excited to be here. As Erin alluded to, Tristan Wirfs is kind enough to join us on stage in a little bit. Give it up for Tristan.
Give it up for Tristan. One of my favorite guys in the league. We were talking about, who could come out and be a victim. No, I'm just kidding. Have fun with us. And Charissa, one cool thing, about being on the Calm Down podcast is we kind of recap our week. She's on a Thursday night game, as Sarah mentioned. She does this Sunday pregame show. And then I'm out on the field and I get to meet all these guys and spend time with them. Tristan has been so amazing since he came into the league. I get on the phone with him. I talk to him, bug him pregame when he's like, all right, girl, I've had enough. And he is just one of the best stories and one of the best guys to talk to. I was so excited that Charissa gets a chance to actually meet him. It's really cool.
So exciting to be here, to have him here. And then, so anyone that hasn't heard the podcast, we talk about a little bit of everything and anything. Sometimes I overshare and colonoscopies, you know what I mean? But
we got to tell the story. Anne, do you mind if we tell about your colonoscopy?
Anne had a colonoscopy, you guys.
God love her. But it was so fitting. And
I love that she stands up. Anne, you're a dream.
I'm glad she can stand up, But we were talking about on our last podcast last week, it's the off season for us. I can't wait to ask Tristan Wirfs about this, not about a colonoscopy. Don't worry, Tristan, but we want to talk about re-entry into our life.
Whoa, that's a weird transition. For those of you that don't know what re-entry is in our world, we're talking about after the football season ends, going back with your family, your boyfriend. Erin is a mother now.
Yes, a mother, and just trying to reintroduce myself to my family. But we were also mentioning on the podcast, for me and for a lot of people who have time off, that's the time that you have to get the doctor's appointments over and you got to go get this test done and this test. And we started lamenting. I was like, I need to go get a colonoscopy. And that was so great. Anne walked up and goes, I got a colonoscopy. And I think she said it 4 times and her daughter goes, okay, Mom, we've heard about the colonoscopy. So then we introduced her to my parents, and that's what I led with. Anne just had a colonoscopy,
so that's a little bit about Anne. But if you have any more questions for her later, I'm sure we'll tell you all about him over a glass of wine. Before we continue into this great conversation that we've already started about doctor's appointments, we'd be remiss if we didn't say thank you to the Buccaneers. Darcy and the entire family. Where are they?
Front row, baby.
Oh my God, of course you're in the front
Where
row.
else would they be?
I was like, wait, of course you're in the front row. Thank you guys for having us. We are so excited to be here. Little story, we were working the Super Bowl this year in New Orleans, and we were doing a Lady Gaga shoot. So we shut down Bourbon Street. It was an incredible tribute to hurricane victims, to the fight. We both live in Los Angeles, to all the devastation in Los Angeles. She did an unbelievable job. Of course, what the travesty that happened in New Orleans and paying tribute to those families. So it was a really emotional time. We woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We shut it because that's the only time you can have Lady Gaga on Bourbon Street singing a song like that. But it was wonderful. And Roger Goodell was kind enough to join us in that. Yeah. And we were like, Roger, we are headed to Tampa Bay for a women's event. He's like, that's wonderful. And he was like so into it. And our boss is like, okay, ladies, let's go. Enough about that. Let's keep it moving.
Literally 3:30 and we're telling the commish, hey, so we're doing this women's summit with the Buccaneers. He's like, that's fantastic. Let's go. Lady Gaga's
it was
waiting.
Really sweet, but he was excited and we are too. I know what you guys are starting here will continue across hopefully all 32 teams. So way to be a trendsetter in that. And thank you for inviting us here.
Hey, before we get into a little bit about what we usually talk about, which is nonsense, we are like the female version of Seinfeld. By the way, it's the podcast about nothing, but we end up going over and it's crazy. You want to talk a little bit, I know we're doing a Q&A session and we'll talk to Tristan a bit about football. Why do you love it so much?
The podcast or football?
Well, me, but the sport.
The sport has given me everything. My career that I've been lucky enough, where's the wood, to do for 17 years. It's also given me my closest friends. It is my longest relationship since I've been married and divorced twice. So there's that. You can laugh. The alimony has been paid, ladies. Get a prenup. But it has.
You're so stupid.
Well, my lawyer wasn't. She was great. If anyone needs someone, thank you. Yes, please clap for that. She was not cheap, but you pay for what you get. But yeah, no, it has truly given me everything. I wanted to become a sports broadcaster like you growing up when we were very young. I'd sit and watch football with my dad. He's like, don't talk. I'll tell you all about the game. Offsides, false start, 10-yard penalties for holding, etc. And I was lucky enough to call this a career, but now it has become so much of what my life is. My friends, my family, the people that I work with at Amazon, at Fox, they are family. So a lot like all of you guys, hopefully you work in a place that your colleagues are not just people you say hi to when you clock in and clock out, but people that you truly end up becoming lifelong friends with. So football has truly given me everything good in life.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, I grew up loving it because of my dad. He is and was a great storyteller on television here in Tampa for 30 years. And he would sit me down and make the athletes, the coaches, the teams sound like they were my best friends. That's the way he explained it to me. And I became obsessed with the storylines and wanting to know what made these guys tick and just everything about, what their preparation was like, what their recovery was like, what their family life was like. So that's what I'm obsessed with. And I'm also obsessed with their discipline and their drive and wanting to be perfect and how they handle that. And we were talking about it the other day. You don't have to be a football player. You can be a mother. You can be somebody that works a 9-to-5 job. Our hours are ridiculous, and not take pieces of it and apply it to your life.
Yeah. I mean, all of you women just sit out here and, as businesswomen, as successful entrepreneurs, whatever it, hat you wear, as mothers, as whatever it is, that there is that collective team aspect, that you are better together than you are as individuals. And the game of football is just that, right? Even so, I'm from Seattle, even so much as the fans are, sorry, is that okay? We're not in the same division. It's fine. It's that the 12th man, the fan, is part of the team, right? So doing things together is better than individuals. And that's what I love about it, is that you win and you lose and you pick yourself back up. And, I'll make, jokes about my personal life, but like adding some levity and being jovial about things that are really hard help me get through stuff. And that when you look at athletes or different things that people have been through, whether it's an injury or whether you lose in a Super Bowl or win in a Super Bowl, whatever it is, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows is that your teammates are there to help you get through all of that or to celebrate with you. And that's what I love. I love being part of a team, whether it's at Fox, whether it's at Amazon, whatever your respective career is that when you guys do it together as a team, I know it means so much more.
more than by yourself.
Okay, this is pretty formal than what we usually are on the Calm Down podcast. Do we want to hear about some random topics that were on our mind this week? Like Charissa, so Charissa doesn't really get to be on the road with me. She is on Thursday night. I'm sitting at home prepping to leave town. 10 minutes until we're done, or 10 minutes in, Ryan? Okay, thanks. Our producer in our ear. So she's on the road.
Which is wild that we have an IFB right now. Although Ryan and Kurt are our producers. They have to deal with us every week. We need to say hello to them. Again, team.
Yep, they're great. So Thursday night, she's on the road. I'm usually getting set to head to site to come here, sit down with somebody with the Bucs, and then do our game. So I'm watching her. Then she comes back to LA. So we never get to be on really the road together. We're on the road together yesterday, and Tampa's home, but it's also where I come to work a lot of games. So got off the plane with her yesterday. Gate agent, hi, welcome. How are you? And I said, good to see you. Right on. She said, right on. Right on is my road language. I think I like to say right on the road.
I've never heard you in the 17 years of
travel
friendship
with
be
me.
like, yeah, right on. What's up, man? I'm like, first of all, she was like, I hope you had a good flight. She's like, yeah, right on. I'm like...
Okay. And I didn't drink on the flight either. It was a totally water sober flight. I didn't. I just feel like, so full disclosure, I'm the only female out of 30, 40 men when we come to site, when we come to the stadium. Dinners, I'm the only female sitting there, and I'm totally used to it. So I think Road Erin has really adapted. When somebody came up to us in the Delta Lounge, and I said, hey, good to see you. Like he was pointing, and I said, good to see you. Right on. That's my road language. So you were privy to my road language yesterday. I felt at home in a town I work.
Oh,
my man. Right on.
Road Erin is something. I was like, who are you? Where did the friend I have go? But no, traveling with Erin is always fun. We don't get to do it, as she mentioned, very often, but every now and then, the NFC Championship game, we got to work together.
Super Bowl, you're sending your friend clothes, not me. You didn't even pack clothes for this Super Bowl. I was like, that's so nice. You're taking care of Sarah.
Hey, look, if you want some clothes, I've got some.
I'm good.
You know? Oh, rude.
No, I mean... She knows. I have it all listed. We've talked about this on the podcast. I do day by day. It all starts with undies, PJs.
She's so organized. Yeah. It's annoying. She was like showing me her like probiotic and prebiotic in a special little tray she has on right here. And I was
Magnesium.
Okay. Well,
prenatal.
Do you want to share with the whole group? And this is an intervention for Erin. Everyone say hello, Erin.
We have Tristan here to help with it. It's going to get really awkward.
My point in bringing that up, Erin's like, I can't wait. Erin has a baby at home, okay? She doesn't get to sleep a lot. She was so excited to be alone, go to bed early after dinner.
It's not Mac's fault. We've discussed this on the podcast. Dr. Hoffman, I know you're here. My dad's from TGH. Where are you, Dr. Hoffman? Are you not here?
Yeah.
There you are, you little angel face. I love you so much. She is a dream. She is the legend, Dr. Hoffman. She has saved me multiple times, and my parents. The reason why I'm not sleeping at home is my husband is snoring, and it's a problem. And he's using the mouth tape. He's using the thing on his nose, and it's not working, and it's really not going well.
So you were excited to go to bed. We went to dinner, as we mentioned, with her parents last night, had a great time. She's like, oh, I can't wait to go to bed. I'm going to be uninterrupted. It's going to be great. Well, I had every intention of doing that. I went upstairs. It was, I don't know, what was it? 10:30 maybe-ish. Couldn't sleep. I was like, I don't want to scroll through Instagram. I didn't want to watch TV. So I went back down to the bar. And let me tell you, the Lightning game got out. And I'm surprised I didn't see you there.
They beat the Sabres.
Lightning game got out. Just the whole place was packed. These guys come over. Oh my God, we love you on ESPN. I don't know who they thought I was, but I was like, yeah, I love ESPN. Wink, wink. Like, can we buy you a drink? I was like, obviously. I don't care if you say I work for what channel or I'm on the radio. Fine. We got into a whole conversation about all these different things. Great time. So if you can't sleep, go down to the bar, make some friends with the bachelor. So Erin and I had very different nights.
Very, very different. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do you want to talk about? Text etiquette now?
Oh, so as you guys know, if you listen to the podcast, as Erin alluded to, we talk about random different things. One thing that's been on my mind that I haven't shared on the podcast, but now that we're all here together and we're friends, the liking of the text messages, the pressure. I have to like it. If I don't like it, then it's like, did I even read it? And then it's like the exclamation points. And now I think there's another text coming through, but it just says so-and-so has, hearted the thing. Enough with the hearting and the exclamation points. I don't understand it. Why do we have to respond? I've read it. I've read the message. I don't need to then show you that I've read the message.
I was listening, anyone listening to this whole Mel Robbins kind of movement right now. I'm on chapter 2 of Let Them. We can talk about it. I was listening to her podcast the other day, and she was saying there's no time limit for text messages. Probably for our bosses there are, but you don't have to feel like you have to get back to them right away. But there is this pressure. You know, I'm on a text message with my crew. I'm on a text message with, you know, the on-air talent. I'm on a text message with our group of friends. And once everybody starts liking it, are you the jerk because you're not giving it a thumbs up, thumbs down? I wish there was one like this emoji.
Yeah,
like the weird smile.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
I'll tell you,
really know what to say to
Richard
that.
Sherman, friend of the Buccaneers, former player for the Buccaneers. Sherm is the best. 2 seconds on our Thursday night text chain, he'll like it. I go, God, this is a quick like. You got to stop. Read it. The immediacy that he likes it, and he goes, I'm just taking the pressure off everyone else. I just liked it for the whole group. But I don't know if anyone here is a liker. I need to know why. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. And then anyone that has red receipts on, oh my God, good for you. Crazy. One time, Steve, on accident, my boyfriend, had like slid over the thing where it showed like that he had read the thing. I was like, I didn't tell him for a long time he had red receipts on. I was like, hey, did you get that message? He's like, what message? I'm like, haha. You don't even know.
Sometimes that thing weirdly slips on,
That's
and
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
no idea.
Well, talk to Steve
Who's
about
touching
it.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. You're getting into settings. I don't know. The red receipt thing is wild.
Is anyone here from Apple?
No. Tim?
I don't like the new update.
Oh, the emails. Why are you telling me what's a priority? Although they do a good job of getting rid of some of those
Are
dumb
you really
junk
from
ones.
Apple over there? Oh, I thought I saw your hand go up. Love the update. Surrey's all like colorful now, huh? Weird. We ran into a situation, text etiquette. You put somebody on a text chain, you give them a lot of info, you give them links, you give them all these recommendations, and you put a lot of heart and soul into it. And then they write, yeah, thanks so much. All good.
Like,
what?
That's all you get with there's a lot of pressure on the texting. And then if you
love it.
Although like if you've been on the baby shower text chains, Jesus, I don't need to know all the details.
Or the bridal ones.
Leave me out of all of that. Just tell me where to be and when to be there. I don't need to, what color do you want the flowers? Take this offline. Go have a separate conversation. And now you get back to your phone. You're like, oh, I'm so popular. Nope. It's all just the same chain.
I did an event with a bunch of influencers at the Los Angeles Kings game this past week. We invited them. The Kings were great enough to invite them into a suite. We had my gear there. They watched the hockey game. These women were great. Then they, put up on social media about your clothing and talk about it. You can introduce them to it. And they were all so wonderful and gracious enough and asking for pictures. Sure, I'd love a picture. Well, I looked crazy in them. They all looked amazing. Have you guys been around, and I guess it's people that are 15 years younger than us, Tristan?
20.
Where they're putting the camera phones with these angles where you're like, hey, can I have a photo? Or can I take a photo? And they all take it down here.
And up. We don't need all the chins in the photo.
Why are we doing it down
I
here?
have no idea.
Do you know any, you look young. Why are we doing it down here? Yeah, the low. Oh, taller. I don't need that. I need my neck to look smoother.
I don't know.
What's that? No, I don't care about the background. I need my neck to look smoother. That's what it is. Taller and background.
Okay, well then fine. You know what?
What about the jowls and neck filter?
I don't know, but we're going to put the camera here and we're going to stand up there and we're going to look great at this point. No, the angles are impressive. Or how about the filter and be like, oh, you look so great. And then I'm like, it's a filter. Like, are you nuts? And I don't want to know what I look like in real life at this point. How about when the FaceTime call comes up and you're like, whoa, not answering that. It's because you know what you look like. And you're like, send a voicemail. Sorry. And also, people are getting real cocky with the FaceTimes. Like, I barely talked to you on the phone, and we're FaceTiming now? Not today. Not today.
It's wild. Yeah. I have nothing to add. We were talking about this. No, I was just thinking, because I'm amazed by these women that their jobs are, do this content. We were just talking about it. I hate taking pictures of myself. I hate taking pictures of with anything. And the fact they can do all this stuff to make them look good as we're taking it. With Charles Woodson the other day, I'm like, I look crazy. I look crazy. It blows my mind. People make a living off this. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.